Tanya again with one of those quick and easy meals. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever heard of cream tuna on toast. Hot cream tuna on toast. Delicious. Um, I don't know if my mom learned it in Louisiana or learned it in California, but it was 7 of us children. And I remember before she taught me to make it, she would use like 3 cans of this tuna. Now I've already opened my cans and dumped the oil off because I don't like the excess oil. So I've dumped that oil off, which I'll dispose of separately later. I've opened my cans and gotten them ready. You can use any kind of tuna. I'm using 2 cans. All depends on how big your family is, how much meat you want in it, or whatever. But I'm using 2 cans of tuna. Star-Kiss today because the chunk-like tuna. I usually like the albacore, but I couldn't find any of that. You know, in this day and age, the COVID day, we can barely find what we need, what we want, or anything. So you have to take what you could get, basically, even if it's an off-brand. Got to make it work. But anyway, I'm here today to show you how to make one of those quick and easy meals again. So when you come home, just throw something together and you'll have a meal. Okay? So I'll do the main course for you. And my mom used to throw vegetables on the side. You know, she'd give us 2 of those tuna and toast, open face. And then she'll put some peas on the side. I think she was punishing us with those peas because we didn't have too many other green vegetables. Broccoli, I don't even remember having. So, every blue moon, string beans maybe? But mostly peas. So I know some peas had to be rolling around my toast back then. But anyway, she also showed me how to make cream peas. Now that's when I really loved peas. I don't know if my sisters and brothers remember the cream peas. I think I made it for one of my sisters. My sister Donna, who I stole the sewing machine from, the serger from. But I think I made some for her. Because when big sister is around, she don't pay attention to learn like I learned from my mom. So maybe she'll learn from these videos as well. And yeah, I'm talking about you, Donna. But anyway, what I'm going to do first is make the roux that we're going to need. Because we're going to need a roux for this. I have my pot already ready. I'm going to melt my butter, a whole stick of butter in there. And start making my roux for my cream tuna. So we're going to melt that butter on down. Just let it melt down some. Then we're going to add some flour. Now, I usually make 1 can of tuna, but I have my little grandbaby over there and my son and daughter-in-law, so I know they're going to want some. So I'm making 2 cans. Anyway, that's all I had in the cabinet. So they may or they may not get as much as they want. So that's life, right? I melt this butter on down. Let it melt. So I put some flour in there. Let me dip up some flour here. Okay, I'm going to use a half cup at a time. See how much I'll need totally. But I'm going to use a half cup first. I'm melting this on medium because I don't want it to burn. I just want it to melt. So it's almost there. But you don't want it to burn. It'll look kind of ugly. Especially when you put the flour in. I think I could go in and safely put some flour in right now. I'm going to dump a half cup in there right now. may be all I'll need. So I have a half cup. So we'll see. And after this browns up a little bit, well, it's not really going to brown because you have a creamy gravy for that cream tuna. So it's not really going to brown. Just going to cook it up a little bit. It's going to look kind of thick, but don't worry about that. If you have a whole stick of butter in there, don't worry about it. Look a little thick, and that's okay, because you're going to put some cream, some evaporated milk. You're going to use, and you know I use a lot of that, so I have to go to Sam's and get the little cases, save a little bit of money. So I got that all melted up. Got my little half cup of flour in there. Now I'm going to pour my cream in there. I have a whole cup of cream. Whole cup of cream. And of course I'm going to have to get my whisk, which I forgot to pull out. And I have a whole cup of milk, in which I'll be putting in. But let me grab my whisk. I don't know why I always forget that. Alright. Now you're going to whisk it a little bit, get the lumps out. There's always some little lumps. But you want to keep it on a medium fire because you don't want to burn it. It's not going to taste good if you burn it. Okay, now put your milk in, your cup of milk. I'm going to cover my flour back up because I don't need any more. Whole cup of milk. Gonna whisk that all in there. It's coming out nice and creamy. Nice and creamy and smooth now. You don't want to beat it up like whipping cream. You just want to kind of whisk it around and get the lumps out. So who wants to be eating a dough ball in their tuna? So you have a cup of milk and a cup of evaporated milk, a stick of butter, and a half cup of flour. Now I'm going to turn the fire up a little bit. I know you say, where are the seasonings? Okay, we're going to put those in there right now. We're going to put in about a teaspoon of pepper. Well, you know, I'm always a little bit heavy-handed on the pepper. About a half teaspoon of sea salt. Because remember, I took that oil out. Not even a half cup, about a quarter teaspoon of sea salt. About a quarter teaspoon of sea salt. And of course my turmeric. Put in about a teaspoon of turmeric, or a half teaspoon really. Okay, I'm just going to bring this up to a slight boil, then turn it back down a little bit. It's getting thick already, so. Okay, turn it all the way down. Now we're going to add our tuna. And if you find that it's a little thick, either cut back on the flour, the half cup of flour, because it doesn't take much. Either cut back on the half cup of flour, or add a little more milk. If you want to stretch it a little bit, add a little bit of milk. All depends on how large your family is and how many cans you were able to get, of how you want to do that. Now we're going to whisk that around a little bit. Just whisk it around. Nice and thick. And the tuna is already flaking out of there. I usually smash my tuna in a separate bowl, but you don't have to do that on this. The whisk will just break it up. I'm going to add a little bit more milk. So what I'll say, try about a half cup, no, about a quarter cup of flour first, and then add as you need it. But if you do want it really thick, that's fine too. But I'm going to thin this out a little bit with about a half cup more milk. Just leave it on a low fire because it will burn. And you don't want that. So leave it on a low fire. Whisk it around. Let it cook a little bit. See how nice and thick that is? And the tuna is already broken up. It's really thick. So all depends on how thick you may want yours. Smells really good too. It's got the turmeric color and the black pepper color. And the tuna is all broken up in there. Nice and thick. So, I'll just let that simmer for just a little bit. Because really it's done already. See how quick that was? Now I'll let that simmer for just a few moments. Then, I'm going to clean up this while that simmers, and I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I just turned my pot off, and I'm going to go in and cook some toast. I'm going to fix some toast so you can see the finished product. Let me turn this a little bit so you can see the finished product. Because actually you're all done. All you need is some vegetables on the side now. Get some broccoli stalks. I know you hear me talk about broccoli all the time. Broccoli stalks, some asparagus, open a can of peas, anything. Any kind of broccoli or peas or whatever. I don't know. I love broccoli, huh? But any kind of vegetables. And you'll have a full meal. See my old Oster toaster? I got that, I believe, at Sears before they closed down. I don't think you can find that anymore because it has toast, bagel, frozen or warm settings. I thought this was fantastic, and it holds 4 slices. But I just liked it because it was chrome and black. I love chrome and black. So that's why I got that. But anyway, we have our toast cooking. And I'm going to put this on a paper plate so my son could come get some because he's already been over here making noise. So I'll put a couple on a paper plate for him and call him over so he could get some. But he's going to want more than that, of course. But my granddaughter and my daughter-in-law, they'll be over here too. So everybody get a little bit. Let's see, let me get a big spoon here. I'm really browning the bread. I'm not going to burn it. My son says I burn everything. I do like my meat burned, and I do like my toast kind of burned. But when I'm cooking for them, Don't burn their stuff. He'll talk about you for ages and ages. So, I should have it on the right setting. Here it is. Here it comes. Put it on a plate. Put your vegetables on there. And then put you some of your cream tuna on there. Nice scoop. Just make it real pretty. So when you put your vegetables on there, I don't think this paper plate is going to do it. Let me just grab a big plate. And we'll work from that instead. Because that little paper plate is just not going to cut it. Not for him. Better cover his stuff real good. He tore those biscuits and gravy up. I took him to his job for him, and he had biscuits and gravy for lunch. And he really praised me for those. But here we are. Here is our tuna on toast. It's just on some toast, and it's really good. Really, really good. I should have told him to stay over for the taste test, huh? Well, actually, it took us less than 30 minutes for that. Your vegetables could have been cooking in the meantime. Your vegetables could have been right there simmering. Put your vegetables on. Then do your tuna. Do your toast. Slap it on some toast. Put you some vegetables on the side. A quick meal. And that's how you're going to like it. So just stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and like. And you'll get other little quick meals from me. Probably things you haven't heard of. Now my niece is going to kill me because I didn't make the chili mac today. But Kiki, I'll try to make it tomorrow, okay? Even my little granddaughter said, why don't you pass up the tuna today and do the tuna tomorrow and do the chili mac today. I told you it's a family favorite, so be watching out for that. Hit the like and subscribe and hit that little bell so you can hear when I get ready to make that video. All right, thanks for tuning in. Good luck, and you'll love the flavor and easiness, and you've saved some more money today, right? Take care.